Hi guys, welcome to classic rock and country music facts and trivia. Thank you for being here. Today's video is on Miss Dolly Parton and how she was so broke when she first got to Nashville that she would walk into hotels and swipe leftover room service food, doing what she had to do to get by. Dolly Parton is obviously an icon, but she came from very humble beginnings, growing up very poor, well, money-wise, in mountains of East Tennessee. She had 11 brothers and sisters, and she always knows how much love they had in their family, even if everybody in the area was poor with 3 zeros. With 3 O's, I'm sorry. She moved to Nashville as soon as she graduated high school, and not long after that, she landed a publishing deal at Tree Publishing Company, which did give her a small salary to live on. But still, she had no car, no phone, and was doing her very best to get by as a young woman in Nashville. And she told Bunny XO during an episode of her Dumb Blonde podcast not too long ago, and many of the session musicians she worked with were always eager to give her a ride home. And she joked that they would often buy her dinner too and maybe expect something else. She said, well, I was lucky because there were so many songwriters in Nashville and publishing companies, and a lot of people that write songs are not good singers. So all the publishing companies they hire, if they're female songs, that you can get a job singing those songs. So I got work through Tree Publishing Company. Buddy Killen was a dear friend, and so I would get on me on these sessions singing some of these songs that these writers had written, singing the girl songs. Then I didn't have a car, I didn't have a phone, I didn't have anything, and so all these musicians became, because I was a right pretty girl at the time, just a young girl, and so I had all these musicians that were on session, always willing to drive me home, always willing to stop and buy me a burger, and some of them thinking they might get more. Some of them might have. Seriously. They were always so good to me. Everybody seemed to know my heart was in a good place, and I was just a country girl. I was funny, you know. I wasn't always cracking jokes or just being like I am now, really. But everybody got a kick out of me, so it was just one of the boys, because I had 6 brothers and all my uncles and my grandpa. I was not a bit shy around men, and I knew how to maneuver with all that. So I made money, and then I also got a small salary with Tree Publishing Company in those early days. And then later, I got with Combine Music with Fred Foster at Monument Records, and they had a publishing company. I was lucky that I always got a little bit of salary as a writer of my own songs, in addition to being able to sing some of the demos. Classic Dolly. And look what she's built from that. It's beyond impressive. But even though she had plenty of suitors who were happy to buy her dinner, someday she would walk through Nashville hotels and take food from this room service trays, along with extra condiments that came with the meal when people were finished. She also got dinners from local meat, and 3 in exchange for filling up their salt and pepper shakers, things like that. So, well, I used to go in the early days, and I would walk down to the hotels, and I'd walk through the hallways, and I would see all the trays out in front of the doors, and any food that you know, like all those little mustard and ketchup packets and bottles, I'd take all those back, and anything that looked like it was pretty decent to still eat, I'd get it. I would just get a napkin off the tray and put it in my purse, and there was a restaurant down around 12th Avenue at the time. It was called Coozer's. It became very famous. It was a meat and 3, and the Coozer brothers owned it, and I would walk down there, and they liked me, so they would give me free food. They'd give me a good meal, but I would clean off the tables, and I would refill the salt and pepper shakers, and I would do all the things that you do like that. So I would do that, and I didn't get it for money. I got good food, and then they packed me stuff to take home, too. Kind of hard to believe and imagine that Dolly we know and love today doing anything like that, but she had a dream and a desire to see it through. Obviously was willing to do more than most people do, whatever it took to achieve that. Now, we all know what an impressive woman Dolly is, and every time I hear a story from her, I'm reminded all again why it's the case. And if any of you know anything about Dolly Parton, she's one of the most charitable people in the world. She would do anything for you. And she has done so much for so many. And if there's someone's got a bad word for Dolly Parton, man, they don't know Dolly Parton. Guys, have a great day. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.